All right, guys, we're going to talk about the biggest art selling time of the year, the fourth quarter. In other words, October, November, December, every year, okay? It's estimated that 50% of art sales of the entire year happen during the fourth quarter. So you have to capitalize on this. And that's the key, right? So what I want you to think about is, think about your last couple of years as an artist or a photographer, right? Your last 2 or 3 years. How much have you capitalized on the fourth quarter? How well have you done? Have you thrived during that? Have you worked hard? Is your mindset being like, I got to get on this well in advance because this is the time? Or do you kind of just, go through it, lob an email out, maybe have a little, like a Black Friday sale. Maybe it goes, you get a couple of sales, maybe it doesn't work and you stop doing it. Where do you stand? Okay, because the most successful artists and photographers that I know, the top selling ones on Art Storefronts, for example, they are working very hard before the fourth quarter, like a month or two before, preparing, and then during the fourth quarter and doing as much marketing, as they can. If they don't spend as much time doing all the marketing that they should for the rest of the year, this is the time that they do, because this is the time you're going to get the highest return on investment on your time. This is the time to get up, to do it right, and capitalize. In fact, you should have been building your business and your email list all year long, but by all means, do not miss this time. It reminds me of a saying from Charlie Munger. If you don't know who Charlie Munger is, I'm a huge fan of his. He is Warren Buffett's business partner. Warren Buffett is the most famous and successful investor, I believe, of all time. Okay, and Charlie Munger's his business partner, and he's equally as smart. Anyways, he has a saying which is, "Don't try to be a genius. Just avoid doing stupid things." Like that, and that's how he explains how him and Warren have been successful. He says, we haven't just tried to pick winning stocks everywhere. They didn't try to pick Amazon or Apple. In fact, they're notorious for picking boring companies like Coca-Cola or something like that. And but their strategy is, we're not trying to just hit home runs all the time and just be geniuses. We're just trying to consistently not be stupid. And I think that is so profound when you look at yourself as an entrepreneur and the decisions you make in running a business, because this is one of those times, the fourth quarter, right? If you're not participating in the biggest art selling time of the year and you're not working your hardest at that time, it's kind of stupid, right? And then what are the other big art selling holidays? Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all of those. Like, what are you doing on those times? Are you thriving at those times? Are you like organized around these times to capitalize on them? Well, if you're not, and these are the biggest art selling times of the year and everybody knows it, then like that's just kind of being stupid. So if you can just stop doing the stupid thing and actually take advantage of these times, that's a perfect example of what Charlie Munger is saying, right? So like, here's another example. What does your website look like? Do you have a generic website that isn't designed for the art buyer and the experience that they need to like make buying decisions and something that's good for them? That's another thing. It's like, we live in the age of customer experience, and that's only getting further and further and further, right? Like, we live in a convenience economy. People expect things to be like easier and, to get their questions answered and stuff like that using technology, using a website. Same goes for art buyers. So if you're not actually giving your customer, the only person that matters on this planet for your success, a great experience, you're not showing that you actually care about them, they know it. Then that's like, it's incredible. It's like you're deprioritizing the number one thing that's going to make a difference for your business, your customer experience, right? What does Amazon and Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of the biggest company, I think ever, $1 trillion company, say? Like, customer obsession. Everything is about obsessing about the customer. That's how you get there. That's the only way you get there. And so if your first decision in your business is to deprioritize your buyer, your customer, what is that? Like, again, just don't do stupid things. Do the logical thing. What is going to give your customer a great experience, make them happy, make it easy for them? Do that, and you're kind of like doing the logical thing. So here we are, right? Like, you got two things here. You've got the art selling holidays, you got the fourth quarter, and you have, the buying experience, the experience that you're offering to your customer. All simple things. They're very logical. They're not rocket science. Now, when it comes to actually executing on, the fourth quarter and the holidays, there's a whole strategy for doing that. And so you want to look into that and you want to figure out what those things are, because it's not just lobbing an email on Black Friday. There's a whole lead up. There's a sequence. You got to romance your audience. You got to warm them up so that when the time comes, they're ready to make a decision and they're not just like caught out of the blue. So there's a way to do that. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to say is, like, whenever I start talking about holidays and fourth quarter, I always get people, painters, usually, who are like, I'm not discounting my art. Like, you always want us to just discount. I'm not listening to this. Oh boy. People misunderstand this all the time. And it really bothers me because I look at it as an excuse for not listening and not understanding that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me or to anyone really, whether you discount or not, because you're missing the point if you think it's just about a discount. Discounts happen to be extremely powerful and they work, period. It's just a fact, okay? But it's just an incentive, right? You could give a different type of incentive. The incentive could be that you're gonna, hand paint a personal, note to the person who's getting the gift, and with your signature. So you give this special thing that you never give at any other time of the year. So anything like that, right? It's an incentive. It's something unique and special that's going to expire at a certain date and time, and that's where you get the urgency. It's called scarcity, right? You give something extra special, and then you've got scarcity on it. And if it doesn't work, it probably wasn't enough. Now, the discounts, like, here's something else I have to say. The most successful top-selling artists and photographers that I know on our platform and anywhere in the world, they discount during the holidays and at the biggest art-selling times of the year, right? So they're all doing it. In fact, I do not know a single one who is a top seller who is not doing that, okay? So I don't know anyone who is really, really successful who's not doing that. Sure, they probably exist, but here we're getting into really, really, really small percentages. So if you're listening to me right now, you probably should go with what the majority, are doing and give that a try. So I think that's a really good point that I wanted to make. So anyways, the fourth quarter is coming. Let's remind you guys, the fourth quarter is coming. It's followed by the biggest, other art selling holidays, which start in February with Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. It's really all year long. So it really doesn't end, but just make sure that you take advantage of it. Now is your time. Take advantage of all these holidays. Remember Charlie Munger. Don't try to be a genius. Don't look for the trick or the hack, right? Just be consistent and consistently don't do stupid things, and you'll do a lot better. Like what else is not stupid? Like just looking at what other successful artists and photographers are doing all the time and just doing those things. If you just do those things, even if you're not perfect at them, it's going to lift your boat. You're going to do better. You don't have to be the perfect marketer. You just have to know what kind of works, Get advice. Don't operate your business all alone on an island. Like everybody knows, if you're operating your business all alone on an island, you're probably going to fail. You need mentors. You need to leverage consultants and people who can help you do what you need to do. Like that's not rocket science. That's commonly known information. So if you do that, you're going to improve the quality of your thinking and you're going to do a lot better. So just eliminate the things that are known and are, kind of stupid, and you will lift your boat. You'll do a lot better. Thank you.